chains, chew my muzzle off, and I'm coming your way. Don't care what you think about me. Relentless fantasy. Yeah, I'll be what I be. There's nothing you can say that's gonna change me. Walking free. Walking free. 'Cause I'm walking free. Yeah, I bring the danger, I bring the fire. I'm not a stranger to slashing up tires. Don't disrespect me, I grab the wheel. Get in a frenzy, make you see that I dip. I wanna do bad things, but make your mama say wish you never met me. Maybe it's true, I've been through the chains, chew my muzzle off, and I'm coming your way. Don't care what you think about me. Relentless fantasy. Yeah, I'll be what I be. There's nothing you can say that's gonna change me. Walking free. Walking free. 'Cause I'm walking free.
Welcome, race fans, to the legendary South Boston Speedway for race number 3 of the Phillips Wraps and Graphics Late Model Tour presented by Slingshot Racing League. I am Johnny Rapp, and as always, I am joined in the Slingshot TV booth by James Moore and Justin Wilson. In the rolling hills of Southern Virginia lays a legendary battleground where many of stock car racing's elites have cut their teeth for decades. Opening as a dirt track in 1957, South Boston Speedway has seen many different layouts throughout the years, finally settling on its current 0.4 of a mile layout in 1994. With a rich history in NASCAR dating back to 1960, SoBo has seen some of the all-time greats of stock car racing prove themselves between these narrow walls. Drivers such as Richard Petty and Junior Johnson have gone to victory lane here, as well as newly elected NASCAR Hall of Fame member Ray Hendrick, who has claimed 5 track championships at the Speedway. The track is also host to one leg of the Virginia Triple Crown, where late model drivers duke it out to claim a hefty purse, as well as one of short track racing's most coveted titles. Tonight, our drivers will do battle for 125 laps in one of the longest races of the season. With one extra set of tires, no faster pairs, and one attempt at a green-white checkered finish, it's going to take patience, precision, and strategy to claim the checkered flag at America's hometown track. Before we set the field for tonight's feature, let's head trackside for the playing of the national anthem. We will be holding off on the national anthem for just a moment because we are about to get heat racing here at South Boston. And qualifying is wrapping up as we speak. You can see here just an empty track. Everybody's waiting to get this thing underway. And it's going to be an exciting show here, to say the least.
Yeah, you nailed that, Johnny. South Boston, one of the most fun tracks you can run a late model stock at. Certain to put on a show tonight. Kyle Turzak put down a heater in qualifying to out-qualify Braxton DeWeese. With the invert, they'll start 6th and 5th. But I think it's time to get into a heat race.
Absolutely, and here we go with our pre-race grid. You guys can take us through.
Yeah, I was about to say, these drivers, they're lining up. Now, keep in mind, the top 14 are locked into the feature. So what we're seeing here is the remaining 7 to fight off for these last spots. Kind of give them a little bit. So Ryan Bittler is going to be rolling off pole with Blaze Richardson is outside. You see Jack DeBruin rolling off 3rd, and Ryan Hinkle will be starting 4th tonight with Randy Gross rolling off 5th. Nathan Gentry will be 6th, and then Jacob Phillips for the 2nd race in a row is going to be starting at the tail end of the field.
Real fun track here, especially when you have trading paints turned on so we can see these gorgeous paint schemes, you know. And great race here at South Boston. We got these guys lined up ready to go for 10 laps around this super fast, super fun racetrack. Car's rolling now. Blaze Richardson in the outside, you'll see that pizza-themed paint scheme showing the number 0 on it. Ticker reads number 1. Not sure what's going on there. Usually we've got Benson Weaver in the number 1 car, but a little bit of administrative oversight that'll get looked into after the race, I'm sure. 2 pace laps here before we get rolled off racing. 10 laps ahead of us before we roll into our feature event. Only 1 heat tonight. No one's going home as far as I know, unless they want to. Getting ready to roll out here. And Justin, tell us about this track. Tell us what these drivers are going to be facing here for this heat race.
Yeah, we're going to be going through a little bit after this heat race, but one of the main things about this track, it is tight, it is short, it is very narrow. These drivers are going to be very much battling for this bottom lane, and we're going to see it here right as we're going to take the green.
Yeah, here we get rolling as we see the pace car duck down to pit road. And Ryan Bittler leads him away in the box. Side by side, Blaze Richardson into turn 1. Blaze Richardson with a good run on the outside. It's tough to make that bottom not take the preferred line, but it looks like Bittler might get the lead here. As Blaze Richardson into the lead, Bittler chasing him down into turn 3 and 4. We got one around in turn 4, it looks like. Turn 2, maybe? It's the 62 car of Jack DeBruin. Noses that car into the wall. He actually backed her into the wall and then nosed it into the inside wall. Just one of those racing situations. We'll get a replay here, see what happened as we are working the yellow.
And while we get that replay up here to see what happened, I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Quite a few people in the chat already shouting out for their favorite drivers. We got Johnny Rapp with the famous "Let's Go Chase." We got "Let's Go Glenn" coming from 9 Did It. We got some Benson fans in the chat. Please let us know who your favorite drivers are, who you're rooting for tonight.
Yeah, big part of engagement. Later tonight, we'll be giving away one of those custom trading card packs that we all love so much, so stick around for that. So we see what happened there on that incident with the 62 car. Looks like he just got turned around there off the nose of the 4, maybe? Maybe he cleared himself. I don't know. Johnny, what do you see? Oh, yeah. Cleared himself, it looks like.
Yeah, you can see it right there. Just coming up off the corner. Didn't give enough room. That's one of the reasons we have these heats. Everybody can kind of get used to racing around each other. And, yeah, it's unfortunate there for Jack DeBruin. But, hey, not too much damage. He's going to be able to fight on and learn a little more before we get into this feature race.
Yeah, race car looks like it got punched in the face a little bit, but that's all right. He'll be all right. Pace car out, still working the yellow. Not quite sure what's taking us so long as the laps tick down. Hoping we get one to go this time by. As they continue to work under yellow here, important to note the championship battle that we'll see later tonight is tight, ladies and gentlemen. We can't wait to show you guys. We've got some really impressive drivers here tonight looking to either extend their points lead in Braxton DeWeese's case or chase down where he feels he's been scrubbed a little bit for Kyle Turzak. And lights out on the pace car here. Gonna work through one more time. Pace car will make their way down pit road, and we'll be back to racing for a 4-lap dash. Making their way into turn 3. Hopefully this is the final time behind the pace car. Never know what's going to happen here, as there goes the pace car making that sharp left turn down pit road, leaving the field in the hands of Blaze Richardson in the inside this time. Green flag out, gets a great jump over Ryan Bittler. Off into turn 1, he's going to be cleared by a mile as Ryan Hinkle and Ryan Bittler side by side for second behind him. Behind them, Jacob Phillips and Randy Gross battle side by side for position as we finally start to get single filed out a little bit at the front of the field. Richardson out front over Bittler, Hinkle, Phillips, and Gross make up the top 5 as they continue to work the bottom. Just look at those cars glued to the apron. Really hard to make any other lane work here at South Boston. That's the real challenge of this racetrack. You'll hear us get into that a little bit more later. Gotta be careful there for Jacob Phillips. Very nearly tags the wall on exit as we are single file all the way through the field. These guys just trying to get to the finish. Had a yellow early. No need to get that again. Let's get to the main and get some real racing going. Blaze Richardson seems to be extending that gap just a little bit, as looking at timing and scoring, it actually looks like Ryan Hinkle was a little bit faster, but I don't think he's going to have the time to do anything. It's for the final time into turn 3 and 4, Blaze Richardson working the bottom, and he's going to come off turn 4 to win the heat race at South Boston. Great run there for Blaze Richardson. Ryan Bittler brings it home second. Ryan Hinkle in third. Bettel the Ryans there for second. Jacob Phillips in fourth. Randy Gross fifth. Nathan Gentry sixth. And Jack DeBruin, after that early incident, just brings it home nice, safe in sixth.
All right. Well, that's going to give us some time to go over our pre-race stuff. You know, we have a little bit of a technical issue there, but we're trying to catch up. We're going to start out with our point standings after race number 2 last week. And Justin, yeah, I believe, man, what do you think seeing this this points battle shaking up already?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're only 2 races in, and I expected the battle to get even tighter. As you can just see here, our top 4 are only separated by the 12 points. Chris French holding strong with only 3 points behind Braxton Deweese. Jacob Phillips, who's been starting in the backs of these races, but making his way to the front, only 6 points behind. But that man in 4th place is a man on a mission. He kind of, we talked to him last week, how he had that kind of one bad race that behind him, right? He's looking to win every single race to try and catch up to Braxton Deweese. But yeah, this top 10, well, shoot, what am I talking about? The top 15 that you see up here, all within 27 points. I mean, I don't know about you, James, but this battle is only going to get tighter as the races go on.
I mean, when you've got this level of talent, I mean, race to race, we always know who's going to be first and second fastest. The battle for me is going to be for third. I think it's kind of a given at this point that once we get a little bit more consistency underway, that Kyle Terzak and Braxton Deweese are kind of going to run away with this and have their own little fun battle up first and second. But the battle for third, that's where the fireworks are going to be, because I think you could pick anyone from third back to 20th in this field, and on any given day they could run in that position and give those people the run for their money.
I'm going to disagree a little bit, because we've seen how fast Chris French is. We've seen how fast Jacob Phillips are. I mean, I would not count these guys out for this title chase either.
No, you never want to count them out, but I mean, I talked to a lot of these guys before this race today, and every single one has Deweese and Terzak circled, saying those are the guys to beat. If those two don't have a problem, you're running for third. Now, granted, they've had problems the past 2 weeks, but that's something to follow. Speaking of things to follow, Justin, how about you take us into our stories for tonight?
Wow, nonetheless, I mean, track position, obviously going to be key. It's going to be key all season long. You need to start up front. You need to basically just put yourself in the position off the rip to have a shot at these things. I mean, we see how hard it is to pass, especially at a track like this. Going on to the second point is really hitting your marks. Along with the track position, you need to maintain that position, and you have to hit those marks every single lap. You see how consistent, we talk about Braxton Deweese, Kyle Terzak. You see how consistent that they are. They're hitting their marks as well as managing their tires. I mean, that right rear tire will wear out if you do not take care of it.
Yeah, they're going to be working really hard to maintain that right rear especially. It's so easy to light the tires up off the corners here, especially with the way this track is profiled, That's really going to be the theme of the night, I think. I mean, you see some guys who are just experts at holding their tires, and I think it's going to be a big story of comers and goers. I think we're going to see some people skirt out to an early lead and then slowly start to get reeled back in as those guys who take care of their tires get a little better and a little better and a little better as the run goes on.
well, the biggest thing is just how tight this track is with the tight racing. But number 5 there is surviving the restarts. We've seen each, with the 2 races so far, once the racing gets going, it's fine. But when we have those restarts, everyone is bunched back up. Everyone knows that that is the opportune time to gain positions and make moves, but it also comes with some chaos ensuing as well. So surviving the restarts is also probably the biggest one. That probably should be number 1 of our stories.
Well, yeah, and you know what they say, cautions breed caution. So we got to watch out for that tonight. Definitely going to be something to pay attention to.
Well, nonetheless, man, we need to... yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
Connor.
just real quick before we head trackside for the grid, we're going to move into just the next 4 races coming up here. If you like what you see here tonight, make sure you tune in every Monday night right here on Slingshot TV. Man, Lucas Oil IRP next week. It's kind of a bigger track with a very unique line. Going to be exciting to see how these drivers handle that. And then New Smyrna, Langley, and Five Flags are the next 4 on deck. And yeah, 10 race season. It's you got to get after it while you can, and it's a pretty exciting schedule.
Yeah, great schedule we got put together for these guys here tonight. I mean, I don't think you can call who's going to win this whole shebang. I think you got a real good, strong case to make for Braxton Deweese and Kyle Turzak. But other than that, who knows? Chris French, like you said, might give us a run for their money, especially with this variety of tracks that you got coming up. You just never know week to week.
Absolutely. And with that said, it is time as we see the end of the warm-up session in glorious fashion.
Sure hope
Benson
okay.
Weaver making sure he uses up all the cars he's given here tonight. But we're going to move into our grid. And yeah, we got 21 drivers on the field tonight.
Yeah, with that being said, right, James Danforth with the invert's going to end up with the pole tonight with Robert Bros. We see how fast he is on those short run speeds on his outside. Devin Jack will be starting in 3rd tonight with Dylan Potts in that number 7 on his outside. Keep in mind the numbers are a little different tonight. Had a little issue, but Braxton Deweese will be kicking off 5th place tonight with his kind of rival right there to his outside in 6th, Kyle Turzak. Chris French, 3rd point's going to be rolling off behind them in 7th, with Garrett Lane actually kicking off at 8th. Aiden Easton, the number 45 machine, will be rolling off 9th, and Martin Picatelli, there we go, be rolling off 10th. I think I said that right.
I sure hope so. Mason Wilson in the 8 going to roll off 11th, followed by Brian Brobst in the 11 car, starting 12th. Patrick O'Toole and Benson Weaver on the next row. Benson on a mission tonight. Feels like he's been slighted a couple times this week. Had some choice words for his competitors. We'll get into that a bit later. Ryan Bittler 16th. Blaze Richardson 15th. Ryan Bittler 16th. So we keep rolling on back here. We've got, as soon as the grid catches up, give him a chance to here at least. We got Blaze Richardson there and Ryan Bittler. And in the row behind them, we'll have Ryan Hinkle and Jack DeBruin. Randy Gross and Nathan Gentry going to bring up your next row. Is it Jacob Phillips? I think Nathan Gentry's last, actually. Ryan Hinkle. It's hard to tell anymore. Jeez, I'm losing it up here, guys. Sorry, someone send some help. Nathan Gentry is... The green flag is out, actually. We've taken way too long. Green flag is out. We have been behind all night. We continue to be behind now. Side by side, James Danforth gets away to a good little lead up there. Dylan Potts and Devin Jack working row 2 side by side there, trying to get through. We see Robert Brobst way further back than where he started. Not sure what happened there to Robert Brobst, but we'll have to figure that out later. James Danforth still leading side by side behind him is Dylan Potts and Devin Jack. Kyle Turzak, Braxton DeWeese side by side. That's your story to watch for the night, guys, as they try to carve their way through this field. Very difficult to do on this bottom-heavy racetrack.
Still side by side for 2nd place here. Devin Jack trying to nose ahead of Dylan Potts, and it looks like that inside momentum is going to work. Almost got up to the 88 at Danforth to challenge for the lead, but put 49 Devin Jack into 2nd place. Now Dylan Potts is going to have to do battle with Braxton Deweese and that blue number 8 on the inside. That number 8's going to be fast all night long, and don't look now, last week's winner, Kyle Terzak, running in 5th place.
Yeah, you mentioned Devin Jack there. He wasn't even supposed to be here tonight. He was supposed to be at work tonight, but he wound up finding himself a way to get out here to South Boston with us. Feels like he's got top 5 pace tonight, but he really needs to stop getting himself screwed over. That was his exact quote, not mine. He said he needs to work on not screwing himself over, and he'll have the finishes speak for themselves. We've got James Danforth out front. Devin Jack, the 2 car. It's so hard to tell with these numbers all messed up, unfortunately. Dylan Potts there in the 2 car. Braxton Deweese and Kyle Terzak still side by side there. That's another numerical error we've got out there on the racetrack. We'll sort that out for next week. Garrett Lane back there biding his time as our 2 championship favorites battle side by side. Looks like Terzak might get the run up off the corner there and get clear. Deweese immediately shoots it to the inside. Dylan Potts, he's not sitting around waiting for anybody. Got to question these guys if they're saving any tires. It's a long race ahead of them, 125 laps. If you don't save your tires and we don't get a yellow, it's going to be trouble. Right, Justin?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just genuinely surprised on Kyle and Braxton not charging through the field faster than I kind of anticipated them doing. But it's kind of almost similar to what they did last week. They're just minding their time right now, just waiting on the field to kind of spread out, and you'll see them start capitalize. But I know Braxton's probably kind of just irking a little bit because, he let that 15 car by, but nonetheless, we know Braxton's got the long run speed.
Yeah, Braxton's one of those guys who sees the long-term gain. He might be a little mad in the moment that Terzak got by him, but he knows he'll be there at the end. He knows it's going to come down to them eventually, so just needs to bide his time. But side-by-side behind Braxton there, Aiden East, Garrett Lane, good little battle here. Got the 45 there on the bottom. Aiden East, I talked to Aiden East before this race, and he feels like he's been a bit of a wrecking ball lately, and I didn't want to say that out loud to him, but he said that to me, so we'll go with it. Says he really just sometimes drives over his head a little too much, and I think as a race car driver, we've all been in that situation where you think you've got that extra tenth in the tank, and then you send it with that extra tenth, and you wind up wrecking the guy in front of you. Well, that's been the story of Aiden East's season, unfortunately. He's really looking to work on improving his image the next couple weeks. He really doesn't want to be someone that's seen as a wrecking ball, and that's going to start with what's going on between the steering wheel and the driver's head.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of speed in that 45. Like you say, it's going to be a matter of the consistency.
Yeah, consistency is such a hard thing to find in a league like this where, some weeks you might be a top 5 pace guy, and some weeks you might be a back 5 pace guy. So you have to find that balance act, where you manage your pace versus managing your aggression. I think that's what the real mark of a good race car driver, like someone like Kyle Terzak and Braxton Deweese is. Those guys are so good at choosing their battles and when to make things happen. So we see a pass for the lead. Kyle Terzak has ran down James Danforth and passed him. New leader, Kyle Terzak in the 15, as he leads from James Danforth, Devin Jack, Dylan Potts. Braxton Deweese still mired back in 15th. Gotta wonder what's going on with the tire situation here. Big contact between the 8 of Braxton Deweese and Dylan Potts. Braxton sent Potts into the wall there for a moment, it looks like, as he continues to fall. Braxton saying something over the radio, not quite able to make that out, but the 2 car you see on your screen there, folks, bleeding positions almost, got into the right rear.
Yeah, it's a tough break. I mean, he's definitely struggling a lot worse than some of his counterparts there on making these passes, and it looked like he just may have tagged the Dylan Potts there a little bit and got them all shook up and lost a couple of spots from it, but I mean, still a long way to go in this race. Plenty of time to make it back up, but he's definitely not passing like we thought we would see him out of him tonight.
No, that's just might be something to follow there later as we continue to get these guys moving through this racetrack here. You see right in front of Braxton Deweese, side by side, Garrett Lane, Dylan Potts. Sorry, guys. It's going to take us a minute to get used to these guys' numbers not matching, so we apologize in advance. We're doing the best that we can up here. We're only as good as the thing behind our eyes, and for both myself and Justin, not our strong suit, unfortunately. So we're doing our best up here, but see Braxton now chasing down Garrett Lane here. Needs to get a move on here. He's back in 6th. Definitely not where he would have wanted to be on pace this far into the race.
Well, now's a better time to bring up. We know we brought it up earlier tonight. We are giving away the free pack of Panini NASCAR trading cards, not custom. All you got to do is commentate in chat and tell us who your favorite driver is. I know I seen Nine did it in there talking about G Lane. I'm assuming we're talking about Garrett Lane here. I see the lane there. Like I said, we got what was that, Manson in there. Let's go Aiden. I know we probably already covered a lot of that too, but nonetheless, man, tell us who your favorite driver is. I mean, a lot of speed out of these drivers tonight. So, I mean, anybody's still got it. I know Kyle Terzak's in the lead, starting to pull away, but still anybody's race with 100 to go.
Yeah, you know, real quick, well, we've got a little bit of calm, and I say that. We've got Brian Brope side by side with Dylan Potts back there, as Dylan Potts continues to bleed spots. Side by side now with Benson Weaver, actually. To draw some attention to our good buddy Robert Bropes in the 5 car. Mentioned at the start of the race, he was supposed to have a pretty good starting spot per the grid. Got an EOL before the race. Not quite sure what that's about. We'll have to talk with race control after and figure that one out. But Robert Bropes riding on board with the heart rate monitor, pumping heavy, 117. Interesting to follow all night. We appreciate Robert Bropes letting us ride along with him. We'll talk more about Robert Bropes later, I'm sure. He had some very choice quotes for me in the pre-race interviews. I think he's tired of talking to me. It hurts my feelings a little bit.
Well, nonetheless, I mean, Robert Bropes, even with the OL penalty at the beginning, I mean, he has started pretty much dead last. He's made his way up to 15th. As you see, he's just almost caught to Patrick O'Toole. Looks underneath him for 14th here. Still making moves early on in this race. I expect him to see him in the top 10 within the next probably 15 or 20 laps.
Yeah, he told me on pace he thinks he's got top 10, maybe even top 5 pace. So really unfortunate to see that EOL as he's working right now with Jacob Phillips, another guy who's got some speed. Jacob Phillips told me he thinks he might have top 3 pace tonight. Just going to have to see how the rest of the night shakes out. Qualifying certainly would not indicate that. But, you know, we've been surprised before, especially once the inevitable yellows start to come. It's going to be real interesting to see who plays the tire strategy right, who does the strategy to get to the front, who stays out and risks it. You know, Justin, I mean, at a track like this, how many laps can you run on a set of tires in a run like this before you decide that, yeah, I'm going to have to pit if we get a yellow?
I mean, with this track, the low speeds are doing, I mean, as long as they take care of it, you could probably run all 125 without an issue. I mean, we saw at, Lord, where was it? Where Braxton stayed out. I done forgot what track that was already.
That was our season opener.
Yeah, but what track was it?
The one that we opened the season at, of course.
Exactly,
as we see
right.
Dylan Potts side by side with the 9 car, Brian Bittler way at the back of the pack. Jigging with each other. These guys have been on top of each other like White on Rice as the 21 car into the wall on the outside there. Ryan Hinkle tags the outside wall off of turn 4. Don't want to do that too many times. That car is going to get angry with you real quick. Look at Blaze Richardson working the bottom here under Dylan Potts. Good move by the pizza machine.
Yeah, I would
definitely blazing to the front of this field, I'd say, wouldn't you? Not really.
Yeah, well, I want to go back on the Dylan Potts here. He has some severe right front damage. Keep in mind, this number 2 machine started in 4th place tonight. He's already fell all the way back to 18th. And, I mean, he's just struggling now with the handling of that machine. He's probably asking and begging for a caution, but we are 36 laps into this race and not even a sign of a yellow.
You know, I bet he secretly hopes that incident involving him with Braxton DeWeese earlier was a caution, because at least then he'd be able to, you know, get down pit road, fix that damage, try to salvage this night. But at this point, he's at the back of the pack, and I don't see any sign of hope unless we get a yellow here soon. But I say that Braxton DeWeese in the middle of a battle right now, working the outside of 08 is Garrett Lane. These guys have been beating and banging the past couple laps. Braxton's trying to make that high side work, and he just might do it.
Yeah, he's definitely getting the run off the corner. Garrett's kind of washing up in the center of the corner a little bit. You can see he's trying to drive it in deep, trying to just hold off Braxton DeWeese, but it looks like Braxton's probably going to pull it off right here off of turn 4 and does.
Not quite.
Not quite,
on the inside. Garrett Lane still holding strong. Aiden Neese in front of him. We mentioned Aiden Neese talking about driving over his head earlier. You know, if you're in his mind right now, it's Braxton DeWeese looking to the outside again. We talked so much in pre-race about the bottom being dominant, but Braxton DeWeese said, forget your stories. I'm making the story tonight. I'm sticking it on the top, and I'm going to go to the front that way.
Well, one thing about these kind of tracks too, yes, the bottom is where you want to be, but it also starts stacking up on the bottom, which actually makes the top faster because you can just try to make those moves on the outside when they start stacking up on the bottom.
Yeah, you know, I'm really noticing Braxton DeWeese here, especially in 3 and 4. he's getting on the brakes a lot earlier and kind of trying to maximize the exit there. You gotta wonder if he's just waiting for a gap, I guess, you know, as he's got Nice there in front of him and Devin Jack. They're all kind of stacked up here behind James Danforth and Devin Jack for side by side for second position. This is just letting Kyle Terzak scoot away to a 1.5 second advantage at this point. They really need to get single file back here if they want to have a chance figuring out is that Kyle Terzak getting ready to lap? Oh, as we've got Blaze Richardson and the 21 car of Hinkle around in turn 3. Big caution. Not sure what happened there. We're gonna have to get a replay here.
Yeah, that's a big break for Dylan Potts, even though Dylan Potts was sort of involved in that, looks like, but that's kind of what he needed.
I mean, at this point, even if you get the EOL, at least your race is saved a little bit, you know, as Hinkle looks like just might have lost it about. No, not quite. I'm not sure. What happened here? Let's see. Into turn 3, Hinkle on the bottom just kind of misses the bottom, gets up there into Blaze Richardson, stacks up behind him. Hinkle involved. I can't tell. Is that the actual 8 car back there of Mason Wilson and then
Yes.
Dylan Potts? Yep. Well, you know, if for Dylan Potts, you might as well get as much damage as you can before you come in and take your repair. We do have a fast repair, right? Or am I dumb? There's a chance I'm dumb.
We do not.
We do not. Well, he might be dead then. He's probably done. He knocked the nose out a little bit too. Oh, dang. That's a hard impact there for Mason Wilson. Definitely not what he wanted to see either. These guys at the back, it really is the hornet's nest back there.
It may not have hurt his car too much. One thing about these late model nodes is, you know, they're like giant shovels. I mean, you can just drive right underneath another car and it doesn't even affect yours. So, like I said, you can see him on pit road. He's got his crew out there just probably beating the hood back up instead of down. But see how long he's on pit road. He can get back out there.
Yeah, we hope to see it. He had a great run early in this race. It would be really unfortunate if that's what takes him out, that incident with Braxton DeWeese. Kyle Terzak, impressive run at the front so far. Very good run so far. It's going to be interesting to see now that he might have a little bit of a competition now at the field's restack and see what happens here on the restart as we got lights out on the pace car. Getting ready to make our way to turn 4. Kyle Terzak, James Danforth, Devin Jack, Aiden Nice, Braxton DeWeese, and Chris French, your top 6. As we make our way to the start zone. And Terzak goes. Terzak firing right at the beginning of the box. He's going to be about clear of James Danforth before they hit the turn 1. The entire bottom lane, the top 3 are probably going to be single file here. Yeah, top 3 single file. Braxton DeWeese working on Aiden Nice back here for 4th, it looks like, as Aiden Nice trying to make that top side work. Braxton's going to get to his inside. Not quite. Aiden Nice takes the nose off Braxton DeWeese, looks to the outside, seeing if he can make something happen. It's still go time. He needs to make up what he can on these restarts before Kyle Terzak skirts away too much. Backing up that corner, trying to get the run off. Going to try to turn under Aiden Nice here. I don't know if he's going to be quite close enough, but it's going to be close. Oh, as Brian Brobst turns Benson Weaver in the 1 car. Rear first into the wall. Benson Weaver, hotshot kid, fast kid, just bad luck so far this entire season. That's kind of been the story of the season for Benson as we get ready to ride on board here, see what happened. Panthers versus Seahawks. Not quite what we thought after the Seahawks won their game last night going to the Super Bowl. Let's see. Benson on the top there. Brian Brobst just continues to run him up. That's a tough incident. What do you think, Justin? Where do you think that kind of came from? Or Johnny, rather.
Yeah, well, we could see they were really tight coming off of the corner. I don't know if it was, you can see it right here right on board with Brian. It gets a little out of shape, and, yeah, I mean, I don't know. He moves up the track. Definitely makes some severe contact entering the corner there with Benson.
Could have been a little bit of frustration built from that 11, a little contact off the exit of the corner. Probably not appreciated because, Brian definitely did not take the bottom line going into turn 1.
Yeah, Benson had such high hopes about this race. I talked to him before this, and he was telling me that in the first season that Late Models, back when this was the Spark League ran here, Benson got to finish 3rd here at this track. Now, he didn't cross the finish line in 3rd. He inherited that position after disqualification. But still, strong podium for Benson at this track before. He was really looking forward tonight. He thought that he had a good shot to be on the podium, even though he wasn't too big of a fan of the setup tonight. Just really unfortunate from him. And that's two ropes that Benson's got some beef with, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Well, while we have a few moments here, how about we throw up a little bit of trivia for the chat?
Yeah, and while you pull that up, I do have word that Benson Weaver is willing to talk to us really quick. Just give us our quick word about what happened there as we get ready to go back to green. Hey, Benson, it's James up in the booth. What happened there, buddy?
Well, we were racing real close, and I mean, it was a bit of beating and banging. He was blinking a teeny bit, but then we're going into turn one, and he just don't turn. Just shipped me right in there.
Well, you know, that's
really
two
sure.
ropes you've got some drama with now. Is the car okay?
I was told it's got no damage, which I'm a little surprised by. I mean, I'm sure the tires ain't perfect, but
Well,
I
you still
just
got
don't
that set
know.
sitting in the pits?
yeah, I still got that set, so I'll get that in a bit. But
All right. Well, good luck, Benson. Thank you for your time. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
yeah.
Thank you, Benson Weaver, for hopping on board with us. As the pace car is off field in the hands of Kyle Tursak, wants to get another jump like he did last time. That'd be great for him. Aiden Neese laying way back off James Danforth in second, or in fourth. A jump for Kyle Tursak. Side by side behind him, Devin Jack, James Danforth. Devin Jack has been trying his damnedest to get by James Danforth this entire race. And if he wants to do it, now might be the time as he scoots up the racetrack. It's James Danforth loose. James is not going to like that move, but Devin ahead of the line ships it off into turn 1 and 2, trying to clear, and he does as Braxton DeWeese side by side James Danforth for third. Braxton DeWeese still looking to make up. Hey, James Danforth tagged the wall there off of turn 4 a little bit. As Devin Jack now in second looks to track down Kyle Tursak, who's already scooted out to nearly a 1 second advantage at the front. Just such good speed out of Kyle Tursak. Great pace out of that car. So we see battles all across this racetrack. A little further back, we've still got is that the 53 of Chris French working his way around the top side of James Danforth? Oh no, he's bleeding spots after Jacob Phillips and Ryan Brost getting to the inside there. Side by side with Jacob Phillips into turn 1, trying to make some hay on the top side. Not quite working for him. Needs to get to that bottom lane soon.
Yeah, look at the heart rate of that number 5 machine right behind this battle as they're banging in front of him. 128. You know he's nervous, but he is desperately trying to find a way around these two as they're just trading paint every corner.
Oh, Benson Weaver around again at the back of the field brings out the caution. Not sure what happened there. Maybe we can get a replay on Benson really quick. See what happened here. It's Benson Weaver. I only saw the one car around, but we'll have to see what happened. Randy Gross behind him there in the 31. Benson making his way up off the corner. Shoots to the bottom there. It's the 33 that he's working there, Martin Piccatelli. Oh, checks up, gets turned by... Who is that? Is that the 31 of Randy Gross? Yeah. That's was that Randy Gross, right? Am I insane? Yeah, that was Randy Gross. Yeah, that's the second time this season that Randy Gross has gotten into Benson Weaver. Had some choice words last week to Benson about Randy, so I know he's going to be keeping his eye on that one. That's tough for Benson there.
Well, while we have a moment here, let's run back to our trivia question. Before we kicked off the green there, which pair of NASCAR brothers and Cup Series winners famously called South Boston their hometown?
Ooh. Well, I believe the Bushes are from Las Vegas. But get your answers in chat, and we'll see. You know what I think we should do, Justin? I think we should ask Benson Weaver about that incident.
How about Benson Weaver is probably not one to talk to us right now. His probably heart rate's even higher than Robert Ropes right now.
Well, let's see. He gave me the go-ahead. Benson Weaver. Been an eventful couple laps, buddy. What's going on?
I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that's on me, if that's not. I don't know. I was trying to pass the guy on the low side. Teeny bit of contact, and then I got hit in the back, but I need to look at a replay before I say anything about that.
Well, Best of luck the rest of the night, buddy. Hope you go get those tires soon. Well, Justin, as we get ready to go back to green here, tell us who is the pair of brothers?
Well, how about we get past this green flag first, and then we will come back to it.
Great jump for Kyle Turzak there. Side by side, Aiden Neese, Braxton DeWeese for second. Braxton DeWeese finally to that bottom. He's got Kyle Turzak in his sights for the first time since the initial drop of the green flag. Just needs to work his way past Aiden Neese. Remember, Aiden Neese, Braxton DeWeese got together last week. Something to pay attention to here. Does Aiden Neese maybe give Braxton DeWeese a little more room this week in light of what happened last week? Doesn't look like it. Dang, I really would have thought. Aiden Neese might have been more courteous to Braxton DeWeese. Nothing dirty about what he did, obviously, but they had their issues last week. I know they talked to each other after the race. As we got battles all through this field. Look at Robert Brobst working to the bottom of Ryan Bittler here, and side by side behind him we got Dylan Potts and Garrett Lane. Great battles throughout this field as Robert Brobst continues to march his way forward. Robert Brobst up into 7th after that EOL at the beginning of the race, working his way up to a starting spot nearly. Great battles all across this racetrack. Dylan Potts and the 08 of Garrett Lane back there now side by side as Dylan Potts trying to make that topside work. Nearly gets to the wall there. Might have scraped it a little bit, actually. You know, this is just some real tight racing back here. These guys, they really are the hornet's nest. It's tight back here, and none of these guys back here want to give each other an inch, and it's pretty evident from what we're seeing right now, Justin.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, and keep in mind right here, you see on the outside of Garrett Lane here is that number 9 of Ryan Bittler. Started 16th tonight and is right now battling Garrett Lane very, very closely for the 8th position. One of our biggest movers tonight, aside from Robert Brobst, if you don't count the EOL penalty from starting second. But he has moved from last all the way up to 7th. As I hear we have a DQ that was just thrown out on the racetrack.
The number 8, Mason Wilson, disqualified. Not sure what's going on there. We'll have to get to the bottom of that. Race control trying to figure out what's going on. Sounds like he might have had a black flag that he didn't get cleared. That's unfortunate. Oh, it's into the outside wall. Yeah, is that Ryan Bittler? Oh my God, Ryan Brobst. Benson Weaver gets spun again. Oh my goodness, that all started with Ryan Bittler and maybe Dylan Potts there or Jacob Phillips. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we were 3 wide on the back straightaway here.
Jacob Phillips apologizing on the radio, so we'll have to see what's going on there. Oh, Dylan Potts and Ryan Bittler there, yeah. 3 wide around a track like this is tough any day of the week, even in a perfect condition. Throw in the fact that someone might have been blinking, and man, that's just a recipe for disaster. Dylan Potts and Ryan Bittler there get stuck up against the outside wall. A lot of cars on pit road right now, guys. As Brian Brobst slides in there, tags Benson Weaver in the right rear. Benson, buddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd love to. I think I know where the apologies had come from, because I think Jacob Phillips may have tagged Brian Brobst, who sent him head on into that incident up against the wall.
Well, that's interesting to see as we see the current top 5. It looks like it stayed out. Looks like everyone behind Pitt, Kyle Turzak, back in 6th now. So yeah, he must have came down and got tires. Yeah,
I do want to say just real quick, we can bring that trivia back up. Nobody has answered it. So
yeah, I know we're waiting on the answers. Yeah, let's bring it back up.
Yeah, don't forget, get in the chat. Tell us which one of the the brothers are famously from the South Boston area. And yeah, definitely get in the chat with that. Don't forget that we will be picking one random chatter tonight to win one of those Panini NASCAR trading card packs.
Race control calling that last one a racing incident, as we've got lights out on the pace car. Top 5 on old tires. First car with new tires, Kyle Turzak on the top, row 3. In the zone, Garrett Lane, good jump over Martin Piccatelli. Going to be clear into turn 1 as Martin fighting hard on the outside. We're going to be side by side for the lead nearly down the backstretch. Martin Piccatelli trying to hold firm, but Garrett Lane clears him into turn 3 as they are all trying to jockey for position. Kyle Terzak on the high side back there trying to mark his way up to 3rd or 4th. Terzak working hard on the outside as the Blaze Richardson gets spun off of turn 2. That's going to be a caution flag out on the racetrack. So we got a bit of a parking lot here on the front stretch, boys. I see at least 3 cars stopped. It's like... Get our Slingshot TV replay here. A lot of cars. Is that Jacob Phillips back there? Yep, Jacob Phillips working the rear bumper of Blaze Richardson here. Coming down the front stretch. Our action's more into turn 3 and 4, into turn 1 and 2. Jacob Phillips, hard in, yeah. Just picks the rear tires up, sends him around. Nothing anybody could do about that for Blaze Richardson. Tough go for him as more cars pile in. Oh, Dylan Potts got spun up there too as well. And who else is that there? Is that the 21 and the 31? Yeah, Ryan Hinkle and Randy Gross look like they're also involved. Maybe Patrick O'Toole.
Yeah, a little bit of evasive action there from the 2. Put him up front of the 88. A little bit of contact made. Hard impact to the inside wall for Dylan Potts, and that's only going to add to his damage tonight.
Yeah, Dylan Potts and the no good, very bad day. That's unfortunate for him. Him and Benson, I think, have been involved in every single incident tonight nearly, and you just got to wonder, if you're in either one of those driver's seats, how do you calm yourself and try to go back out there and get a decent finish out of this, Justin?
It's just kind of don't let the emotions get to you. I mean, you're going to be a little bit angry. I mean, especially if you're the one that kind of, got the kind of crappy end of the stick there. But it is a little tough with only 40 laps to go coming around this time by. But it's still enough time and enough chaos may still ensue that you may be able to still salvage a good finish to this, but you just got to keep that temper down.
Certainly, Kyle Terzak's worked his way back up to 3rd on those new tires. Car in front of him, 39-lap-old tires as we get ready to get into the... Oh, I thought we were on 1 to green. There they go. Pace car pulls off, and we are green. Garrett Lane with a good jump. Gonna clear Martin Piccatelli. Kyle Terzak following him through. Easily gonna make his way by Martin Piccatelli there on those fresh tires. Sets his sights on Garrett Lane for the win. Looking high, trying to get the run off the corner, and I bet he's gonna be there this time. Shoots to the inside. Kyle Terzak going for the lead here in turn 1. Off of turn 2, side by side down the backstretch. Kyle's going to ship it off here into turn 3. Nearly clear. Washes up a little bit. Cuts down. New leader. Kyle Terzak back to the front. Garrett Lane trying to chase him down. Martin Piccatelli. Aiden Neese. Benson Weaver. Aiden Neese, next car on new tires to get up there. Benson Weaver trying to stop the bleeding right now, but it's going to be tough back here. It's Chris French working to the outside. Behind him, Ryan Brobst and Braxton Deweese fighting hard for that 8th position, or 7th position, I should say, since they're both trying to go forward. Good battles here all across the racetrack as Kyle Terzak skirting out to a half-second lead. Gonna be tough for anybody to catch him tonight, I think. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, definitely been showing the speed all night long to potentially go back-to-back here. But it's still a long ways to go. We're only just now crossing lap 91 of 120. And Garrett Lane is hot on his tail. Definitely still the first fresh tires we believe is Aiden Neese as he makes a huge move to the inside of Martin Piccatelli. Side by side down the backstretch at 45 using the inside line. Really washes up a little bit. I think he's going to be able to clear him down this. Oh my. Some huge contact.
Yeah, Aiden Neese, we've been talking about him wanting to improve his image, and that is absolutely not how you want to do it. Fences Martin Piccatelli there, and I have a feeling Martin's going to be hot about that one. Not sure if he's the type to go back after him, but I'm sure there's going to be some choice words. We've got Braxton Deweese and Chris French. This is your championship battle for first place right here, side by side down the backstretch. Fighting hard for P5. Braxton Deweese wants it, Chris French has it. Braxton working that bottom there. That's the lane you want to be in as Robert Brobst continues to look as we've got a caution on the racetrack. not sure what the caution is for there, Johnny. If you've got any
we have,
idea, I'm willing
Yeah,
to
we
hear
had
it out.
Blaze Richardson around on the back straightaway.
That'll do it. That'll certainly do it. See a replay here, working with the 9 of Ryan Bittler. Oh, just gets hard impact on the inside wall there. That is going to hurt tomorrow. Yeah, tough run there for Blaze Richardson. Not much he could have done there, I think. I think Ryan Bittler might have just hung a left there with him on his inside. No, he might have came up a little bit. What do you think there, Justin?
I think there's just kind of 2 cars battling for one spot coming off that corner. I mean, obviously, Ryan was trying to keep it out of the wall just a little bit, and Blaze was trying to use up as much room as he could, and they kind of met in the middle.
Yeah, just one of those racing deals. You see that kind of thing a lot at a short track like South Boston.
Yeah, without a doubt. But let's bring back this old trivia question back up, and I can assure you that everybody in the chat joining us, you are correct. It is the Burtons. Obviously, it is not the Bushes, as they're from Vegas, as you mentioned. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure where the Labanis are from.
If Ward's accent is any indication, somewhere without electricity or television or plumbing.
That's messed up.
He's not watching. He should be. Lights out on the pace car here. Kyle Turzak. Great advantage out front. Garrett Lane, Aiden Neese, Martin Piccatelli, Braxton DeWeese make up your top 5. Great racing throughout the field here. So we got I think Braxton DeWeese is going to be pretty upset with his performance tonight if they don't get a move on here soon. He qualified second before the invert. Great pace overall. Just hasn't been able to make his way through the traffic like Kyle Turzak, who, as I say that, good jump on the bottom there for Kyle Turzak. Easily clears Garrett Lane. Is now Aiden Neese trying to work his way through for P2 on the bottom. Aiden Neese down the inside, nearly makes contact with the right rear of Garrett Lane. There it is off the corner. Aiden Neese again sends someone around. Tags Robert Bropes too. Hard into the wall. Chris French maybe as well. That is, wow. James Danforth around as well. Aiden Neese in the chat says it might have been his fault. Tough incident there, and I think it might have been his fault. Let's check the replay here. Justin, take us through this.
Well, nonetheless, I mean, the battle was very, very tight. You can see just how close they're getting off the exit of these corners as they send off into 3. Aiden Neese threw it under there. Garrett seen the opportunity, gave him a little bit of room, but then, yeah, it just gets hooked right off of turn 4. And that's a tough break because that 08 machine of Garrett Lane has shown tremendous speed. And, I mean, he's shown speed in a lot of these races. He's just right as we get towards the end of these things, gets collected in some and just does not get the performance or get the finish that, you know, that 08 team really deserves. I mean, they have been fast all season, just not the finishes to show it.
Yeah. I if we can bring up Robert Brope's heart monitor, he was very nearly involved in that. Look at Benson. Oh, Benson just trying to swerve and avoid tags James Danforth there. Let's look at Robert Bropes. 128 on the heart rate. Let's talk to Robert Bropes really quick, see how he's feeling about that. Robert Bropes, heart rate sparked up to 128 there. Very nearly made it through that. Got tagged there. How's the car? Everything all right?
I got left front wheel damage, Chief.
Car not feeling too good there, buddy?
The wheel's still pretty straight, so I'm not that scared or worried about it.
What happened there? What'd you see out your windshield?
08 tried to make a pinch on the 45, and 45 didn't expect him to come out of the corner that low and turned him on the straightaway. And and the 40 or in the 08 went back across the track in front of the whole field, which, you know, makes for good times.
Well, good luck, Robert. We appreciate you letting us ride on board with you with the form of your heart rate monitor there. Good luck the rest of the night. Hopefully claw a few more positions out of it.
I mean, I'll be happy to finish where I'm at. Top 5 is top 5, you know.
Hey, good luck, buddy. Thank you.
But this wheel damage has me concerned.
Well, best of luck to you. If you're going to go out, make it cool. See ya.
Well, nonetheless, James, this is really going to make for a exciting finish. Got 2 free spots for Braxton DeWeese as you see him lined up here on the inside of Kyle. Yeah,
Kyle Turzak took the top there. First time we've seen that tonight. Braxton DeWeese is going to be even nearly even with him going into turn 1. Kyle Tursak skirts out ahead to a good little gap there. Braxton DeWeese, maybe some connection issues. This is what we've wanted, folks. The fastest 2 guys in first and second chasing each other down for a race win. As behind them, we've got Chris French, Martin Piccatelli side by side for P3. Robert Ropes, Devin Jack back there as well, trying to work their way through. Good battle here for third, as looks like Chris French, we mentioned it before, sitting second in the standings, gets his way back up to third. Let's see if he's got the pace to run these leaders down. Devin Jack also looking up there, seeing if he can improve his station. Got by Robert Brobst, it looks like. Looks like Brobst might be suffering from some of that damage. Benson Weaver's moving his way back up the field. What an up and down night for Benson Weaver to be running 7th right now. That really speaks to the speed out of that one car.
Yeah, I've kind of been looking back here, looking at how Garrett Lane's been recovering. He's actually making a great recovery so far. Has already made it back up to the top 10. He's made his way past Hayden Neese as well as Dylan Potts. So 08 in full recovery mode. He's almost made his way up to 9th place.
Yeah, really impressive run out of him. As you see behind him there's Hayden Neese making his way back forward too, trying to at least. Gonna be tough to get up there. I'm thinking he might have a hard time passing that 0-8. What about you, Justin?
Oh. Yeah, it's gonna definitely be a little bit tough to pass that way. Sorry, I had a cough there, but kind of caught me off guard. But nonetheless, right there in front of these 2 drivers, if you see, is Jacob Phillips as well as Benson Weaver. After all the carnage that one car has seen, he's still just outside the top 5, running 7th, but he is under pressure heavily from Jacob Phillips.
Yeah, Jacob Phillips gets to his inside there, trying to give him all that he's got as they try to chase down Robert Brooks. Jacob Phillips going to get that spot. Benson's going to fall in line here. Just try to ride. Honestly, after the night that he's had, I'm sure Benson Weaver will be thrilled with the top 10. So just maybe settle in here, run the rest of the race out, see where you land, as we've only got, 13 coming to 12 laps to go. As Kyle Turczak, once again, has just skirted away. Oh, the 45 makes it by the 0-8. I'm impressed that the 0-8 let him get by that easily. That is not what I would have thought. Back up at the front, Kyle Turczak scooting away from Braxton DeWeese. Just not Braxton's night tonight. Kyle driving with a championship to win, and this is a championship winning drive from Kyle Turczak. That's for certain. I mean, just consistently almost a 10th of a lap faster. And Braxton about almost a 10th of a lap faster than the car behind him. These guys are just the class of the field tonight.
Yeah, as we have 10 laps to go, this is kind of the last opportunity.
Robert Brooks gets turned off the bumper of Jacob Phillips hard into the inside wall. Oh my gosh, what an impact for Robert Brooks. Backs into Jacob Phillips there. There's a little bit of sign of displeasure maybe. Parking lot turn 3 is the call from race control. Jacob Danforth there in the outside wall as well. James Danforth, that's my apologies. We'll just have to see what happened here. Robert Brobst, we heard him talk about the wheel damage that he had, so this car not operating at peak performance. Jacob Phillips looks to the inside here off at turn 2. Yeah.
Oh, just got hooked.
Just hooks him hard into the inside wall. Oh, James Danforth. That's such a hard hit. Aiden Neese. 0-8, Garrett Lane involved in that as well. Dylan Potts just comes to a stop, says, I've had enough impacts tonight. I'm just going to stop and let you guys figure this out, and then I'll go. What a rough incident there.
Yeah, that was a big pileup. Garrett Lane also involved with that as well as Danforth. I mean, that was a huge pileup on the back straightaway, and I'm just wondering if maybe Jacob Phillips was just trying to tuck in line and just maybe misjudged how far the nose sticks out on these late models.
Ooh.
Man, hard impact is Danforth there you see on the screen.
Yeah, that's a tough incident. I think you're right there. Probably just trying to fall in line. But I think this is the second time we've talked to somebody and had them wreck again immediately after. But we're going to do it again. Robert Brobst, what happened there? Did you just get hooked?
Yeah, he just came out of the corner and
Let's check his heart rate.
decided he had to go places.
Unfortunate
As things
incident
usually go, I'm waiting for Randy to blame me for that one.
Well, we'll let you guys talk about that one after the race. Tough incident. Is the car done, or you think you're going to be able to get a little bit more out of this?
I just went and got the left side tires.
All right,
I've got engine trouble, so it's not going well.
Well, good luck to the rest of the night. Hopefully you can claw a little bit back, buddy. Definitely not the top 5 that we talked about pre-race, but good luck.
It's not the top 5 we talked about 5 laps ago.
Thank you, Robert Bropes. As we've got Kyle Turczak on the outside again, gets another great jump off Braxton DeWeese, clear into turn 1. As Martin Piccatelli side by side behind Braxton DeWeese with Chris French. French trying to fly to the front, not quite able to yet. Tucks into 4th position, trying to get a run on Martin Piccatelli. Martin Piccatelli still has not... Oh, he went and got his tires earlier. He's on a 76-lap run right now. Those tires are old. They're worn out. They're screaming for some relief. But with only 4 laps to go, 3 laps to go when they come up the turn here, he might be able to hold on for a podium position. And what a drive that would be. Benson Weaver very nearly tags the outside wall there. And we've got Kyle Turczak once again skirting away. 2/10 better that lap. A tenth and a half at least better that lap. Scooting away from Braxton DeWeese. The battle behind them is on. Oh, as the 21 car, Ryan Hinkle, gets spun off of turn 4. There's another car sideways as well. Can't quite make out who that is. Oh, it's the 44, and they come nose to nose with each other off the corner. Robert Bropes involved as well. Robert Bropes sideways a little bit ahead of him there. As we've got guys looking around, running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Not really quite sure what to make of that one. Let's get a look at the replay here. Brought to you by Slingshot TV. And Hinkle. Oh, Patrick O'Toole just ships it in there. Never gonna make that corner. Gets hit in the back by the was that Blaze there? And then Robert Bropes just gets run over by Randy Gross at the end of it too. Wow. You know, we had what was it? Like oh my gosh, and they just had to kiss it out after that. Wow. Maybe getting up there, have some words with each other. Not sure what's going on there. Patrick O'Toole, after the fact, just trying to get it straightened out. Robert Bropes, innocent bystander there, already a lap down. Let's see. Robert Bropes tries to shoot the gap, gets his right front taken off. Yeah, that's one of those moments where you try to be, where you try to daze the thunder it and drive your way through it, but you just quite don't. And then he gets a front row seat to whatever the heck that was between the 44 and the 21.
Well, nonetheless, I will say that your statement was valid. When you talk to somebody, they immediately wreck right after. You talk to Robert Bropes twice, and he's immediately wrecked after.
Robert. Poor Robert.
No more in-race reporting for you.
Not tonight, at least, as we're on our green-white checker here, guys. This will be this is the last yellow. No matter what happens here, Kyle Turczak's gonna take the top again. Interesting call here. It's worked for him twice so far, but I don't know if I'd want to. He's going topside again. I don't know if I'd want to give Braxton the chance here. White or the last caution. This is gonna be fun to watch here, guys. Keep your eyes on Kyle Turczak, and more so, keep your eyes on Braxton DeWeese here. This is gonna be a heck of a last 2 laps.
And nonetheless, while we do our last few laps, this is the last opportunity. Comment in the chat who you think's got this thing. Comment your favorite driver. Comment anything to win that free pack of NASCAR trading cards.
Yeah, lights out on the pace car. Final time. Pace car makes ready to pull off. Kyle Turczak, Braxton DeWeese. Kyle Turczak with a great jump, and it's going to be tough for Braxton to come back from that, but Chris French behind trying to clear for 3rd. Might do it. Chris French clears for 3rd. Great run by him. Martin Piccatelli, Benson Weaver side by side for 4th. Benson trying to hold strong on the outside after the run. He's had that be crazy. Devin Jack gets his inside, but it's white flag in the air for Kyle Turczak through turn 2, making his way down the backstretch for the final time. Nothing Braxton DeWeese can do for it. Off of turn 4, it's going to be Kyle Turczak with the win at South Boston Speedway in the Tobacco Road 125. Braxton DeWeese brings it home 3rd. Chris French flies to 3rd. Martin Piccatelli 4th. Devin Jack 5th. Benson Weaver, after the night that he has, brings it home 6th. What a run. Aiden Neese, after killing half the field, recovers to 7th. Garrett Lane 8th. Dylan Pott 9th. And Ryan Hinkle rounds out your top 10 as Kyle Turczak's going to park it on the start-finish line there. What a run by Kyle Turczak. They're really just... And no one had anything for him, as Chris French is on 2 wheels at the end of pit road. That was interesting to see. Great run for these guys tonight.
Yeah, nonetheless, it is no surprise seeing who the top 3 are. You know, I mean, Chris French, Braxton DeWeese, Kyle Turczak, you know, all running in the top of the points.
Yeah, no surprise there at all. These guys establishing themselves as the class of the field. And, you know, taking a look at it, you look at the best lap times, and I'm seeing a lot of Kyle Turtzak, Braxton DeWeese, Chris French. I really think this is going to be our 3 to watch for the rest of the season. Martin Piccatelli also there. Really close fastest lap time with these guys, too. This is going to be a fun story to watch the rest of the season.
Well, nonetheless, I think let's go take us a quick break. And when we do get back, we'll be talking to our top 3.
Back again from South Boston Speedway. Great runs tonight from everybody up and down the field for the most part. We're going to bring in Chris French, and I think Justin Wilson's going to have some words with him.
Yeah, I'm with our 3rd place finisher tonight. Chris French, you got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
Well, Chris French nonetheless started 7th tonight, made your way up to 3rd, but it wasn't without, just some beating and banging. Walk us through what brought you home in 3rd place tonight.
Just patience and knowing when to try and challenge people. I know at the beginning of the race, I think like Aiden East and a few other guys, they were just hard charging through. And so instead of fighting them and burning stuff up, just pull over and let them by. So there was a few moments like that, just trying to keep it cool and race whenever it made sense to.
It looked like you were finding a little bit of tight conditions out there. I mean, was the car just kind of on the tighter side?
It did. It was pushing, especially on the low side. If I kind of did a diamond in the corners or entered on the high side and then tried to cut the low end or even go below the yellow line, you could kind of get a run, but it was pushing a lot. So that was the other part, was just managing those front tires.
Well, nonetheless, you came into this race, top 3 in points, and you're only just solidifying your top 3 in points. But tell me, what are we looking into strategy-wise to kind of capitalize on those 2 guys that have been finishing ahead of you, Kyle Turczak and Braxton DeWeese?
Like I said last week, they're in a whole other league. I almost got Braxton tonight on that restart. That last restart was perfect because got to start on the outside, which is what I wanted. So I almost got him there, but really it's just stacking good finishes. That's really the only goal here. So short of them having some bad races or I'm having a really good back that just comes up, I think just doing what I'm doing probably the best route that I'm going to have.
Well, nonetheless, man, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. But I know this is your favorite part, man. Tell us who brought you this 3rd place finish tonight.
Yeah. Shout out to localmobilehomebuyer.com. If you're selling a mobile home with land or a manufactured home with land, without land, in a mobile home park, or if it needs to be moved, they can buy it from you. And then La Lajita Mexican Restaurant. And thank you guys for putting this on. It's always great to race everyone, and it's always great production.
Man, mobile homes and Mexican food. Can't ask for a better combo.
It's the perfect thing for trailer trash like myself.
Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and we do look forward to seeing you some more top 3 finishes. I thought I might talk about 3rd place, top 3 finishes throughout the season. We'll talk to you again, and congratulations.
Thank you guys. You guys take care.
Thank you.
With that being said, who's got Braxton DeWeese?
I got Braxton DeWeese. I'm going to bring him in right now. Braxton DeWeese bringing it home 2nd this week. Good run tonight. What did you need to run down to 15?
I guess I had some front end damage there. Kyle told me that don't help, especially with these cars. Feel like any front end or right front damage or any of that can tighten the car up a little bit, and it was definitely in a tight feeling for me there at the end. Honestly, the entire race I was more on the tighter side. In practice and qualifying, I felt all right, but as the run went on, it definitely got a little bit tighter. You definitely had to be easy and try to lean on the right rear as much as possible. Early on, I was started on the bottom and was running down there, and I felt like running down there, limiting me coming up off the bottom to the wall, was definitely burning up the right front a little bit more than I probably should have been, but it is what it is. It's all a learning experience no matter what, and just glad to be able to get back to P2. It's going to be all about consistency. We're going to have to get some wins, but as long as we're consistent, it's definitely going to be good.
Yeah. Great run from you tonight. Absolutely, man. Looking ahead to the season ahead of you, how do you feel about these next couple tracks we got? How do you feel that you're going to perform as we continue to move forward through this season? Do you feel like it's you and Kyle for the win here? Or do you think someone like Chris French, who's consistently right there with you guys, is going to have your guys' number at some point?
I feel like track position is definitely going to be key. We have a 6-car invert, but we don't really get through there super quick. You definitely got to make some smart moves and whatnot, and IRP is definitely going to be interesting. Hopefully we are able to lean on the right rear a little bit more next week and have ourselves a solid run, but track position and just hitting your marks. Every week you got to hit your marks. I feel like if Kyle and I hit our marks and we don't get any incidents, then we're probably going to be up there running in the top 3 or top 5 at least. But just consistency is the goal. But we definitely have to get some wins to try to gain some points from Kyle at some point. He's gained points in this past 2 weeks. Granted, it's only been 3 weeks. Still need to do the best we can. And IRP, New Smyrna, Langley, all really track position type tracks. So we'll just try to do the best we can. I've ran a lot of official races at Langley just to try to figure out the late model stock in 2023. IRP's my home track on the schedule, I guess you could say. Most of the tracks around me are pretty much an hour and a half or 2 hours away, so I feel like I have a couple home tracks. It just depends on what tracks are there during the season. So we'll definitely try to do good next week, but obviously we want to do good every week.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here. So who gets it done for you? Run us through that laundry list of sponsors you got there on that gorgeous race machine.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I believe it's unfortunately going to be our last time running this car with Happy Happy on the hood. Just some things going on, but it is what it is. So big shout out to Interstate 4, 3 Ice Cream Shop, Hounds Arts Images, Take Time, Dewey's Renovations, Elevated TV, Paid Leave, Wood Nickel Band, Ghost Train, Short Track Report, Scrubbing Tires Media, Evan Canada Designs, and Our Pizza House in Winchester, Indiana, for not only serving pizza at the Winchester Speedway, but also helping the Roadster Series. We were able to get a couple pizza boxes over there when we were racing, and it was pretty cool. And usually I don't eat cold pizza. I'm not a fan of that personally, but I ate some cold pizza there after the races, and it was pretty good. So I appreciate all of them that, support me and share any of the stuff on Facebook. I know 3Dips does a really good job of doing that. I just appreciate the people that I supporting me, and hopefully we can keep that rolling with the people that we have, and hopefully we can make some new relationships along the way, and just keep going in circles.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Braxton. We greatly appreciate your time. Best of luck the rest of the season, and hopefully talk to you again next week.
I appreciate it, as always. With the Triple J's here, look at this. James, Justin, and Johnny. Y'all take care. We'll see you Wednesday.
Thank you, Braxton. Good luck.
Hey, Braxton, tip. Next time you put Justin first.
That's a good one. Y'all take care.
Yep, see you, Braxton. All right, Justin, I think it's time we talk to our winner, but really quick before we do that, do you want to do a card pack giveaway maybe?
Of course, man. We love some good card pack giveaways. And if your name is 9Did It, congratulations on winning the card pack tonight. Please reach out, and I wrote it down. No, I did not. I will type it in the chat.
We'll put the email address in the chat for you to get back to us. But that being said, speaking of winning, let's bring in our winner, Kyle Terzak, bringing it home in first place tonight. Kyle, what'd it take tonight?
A lot of patience. I knew that, we had a pretty good car, and I felt pretty good. And I love this place, one of my favorite tracks on the sim. And I realized that the top side really came in there at the beginning. So I saw a hole that I could get up there, past Braxton up there, and could set up runs there. And I actually worked to perfection. Got to the lead there and got in clean air, and pitted for tires right there, and it's honestly set sail from there. So definitely not easy, but this is unlike Myrtle Beach, this is one of the easier ones that we had this season.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think about this championship battle? You've got you, Braxton Deweese, and Chris French kind of setting the gold standard. What's it going to take to run away with this thing?
Just be consistent. Everyone's going for that big title at the end, and just got to keep having these big results. We got the win last week, got the win this week. So Nashville definitely set us back there with the DNF. So, every week I'm trying to get the best result I can. And, these past 2 weeks, the results I've shown. So hopefully we can go next week and the week after that, and hopefully go get this championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was a great run for you tonight. What do you think about the level this field's at? I mean, for the most part, when we get these green flag runs going, we tend to really run them out, don't you think?
Yeah. Once we get settled in and whatnot, I feel like that, this is a great group of guys. I feel like we can, go green flag runs and see who can save the tire the best. And towards the middle of the race, we saw that. You could save tire, and you see those who didn't save tire fall off a little bit, and those who did come up for the field. So, with these group of guys, I feel like once we get the long runs, that it's really fun. And, we got tracks that are coming up that are really racy. So hopefully we can display a great show and have a lot of fun. That's what it's about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Kyle, tell us who gets it done for you, who's back home rooting for you.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for putting this on for the broadcast. Also, Arcane Setup Shop for everything to do on the open side of things. Hot Shot Photography, the best iRacing photos around. Corey Buddy Raps, Corey Buddy Design, or that's the same thing. Raffy Designs, Mission Productions, everybody's watching back at home, and Terzak Racing on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, man. Good luck the rest of your season. Good luck next week. Hopefully we'll have a good conversation with you after that race, too.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Kyle Terzak, your winner tonight. Gentlemen, great race tonight, don't you think? Any final thoughts from you guys here? Yeah, great run, everybody.
First
I'll throw it in.
Foremost, we're going to try to see if this works because my iRacing crashed, but we're going to go through our results. Yeah, it looks like we do have it. We just talked to the top three: Kyle Terzak, Braxton Deweese, and Chris French. We have Martin Piccatelli in fourth place. Devin Jack holding on to a top five all night long. Strong run from that number 45. And Benson Weaver with that late rebound to come up and get to sixth place.
Yeah, Aiden Neese brings it home seventh after his multiple incidents tonight. Garrett Lane eighth, Dylan Pott ninth. Ryan Hinkle rounds out your top 10. Solid run after a few incidents for him. Yeah, great run tonight for the SRL Tobacco Road 125 from South Boston Speedway. Great racing throughout the field. A lot of interesting incidents there. Good long run at the beginning, too. That really gives you the chance to look at a guy like Kyle Terzak, who was able to carve his way to the front during that long run. Super fun to see. Do we have page 2 of our results there? There they are. Ryan Bittler brings it home 9th. Robert Bropst 12th after a lot of misfortune going his way. Randy Gropst 13th. Gross. I combine Gross and Brobst. Happens to the best of us. Randy Gross in 13th. Patrick O'Toole 14th. James Danforth starting on pole brings it home 15th. Jacob Phillips 16th. Blaze Richardson 17th. Brian Brobst 18th. Mason Wilson and Nathan Gentry round out your top 20.
Yeah, and we have Jack DeBruin rounding out the field in 21st place. unfortunate night for Jack, but hey, as always, next week you got to rebound and get back after it. With that said, we can also move on to our point standings after this. So I'm going to take a look at that. Just a second here.
Yeah, while Johnny gets that queued up for us, looking ahead to next week at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. But there they are. There's the point standings, and Braxton DeWeese continues to lead, extends his gap over Chris French by 1 point. It was 3 points going in tonight, 4 after the fact, but lurking, Kyle Turkzak moves himself up a good few spots to make it a 3-horse race for the lead of the championship.
Yeah, those top 3 have just pretty much been the top 3 finishers for most of these races, minus the first race. But Martin Piccatelli there, 4th place in points, but he's been running very, very strong all season long. Jacob Phillips with the struggles that he's had, as well as Devin Jacks, but only 20 points behind, tied for 5th place right now. Dylan Potts, Ryan Bittler, you see there, 7th and 8th, only 25, 26 points behind, but the battle's still on for this top 10.
Yeah, the battle for the top 10 is going to be crazy here. Look at this over here. Benson Weaver, Garrett Lane, Robert Brobst, everyone is right there, ready to go, ready to pounce as soon as anyone else makes a mistake. It's going to be fun to follow these next few weeks. Looking ahead next week at Indy Raceway Park. That's going to be a super fun race, and we can't wait to see you all there.
Yeah, we'll take a look one more time at that schedule. And Lucas Oil IRP is going to be a blast. And the next 4 races are definitely pretty diverse. We got New Smyrna. We just got done with the short track championship there for the prelim last season. It's going to be nice to see how these late model stocks drive around there. I know it was a handful in those super late models. It's going to be a lot of fun. Langley, and then Five Flags. Five Flags being probably one of the most popular short tracks. That's going to be a fun one to watch as well. We're going to move back over and take another look at the other stuff that you can see right here on Slingshot TV. Wednesday nights are O'Reilly series, which James, I believe you are taking over naming rights for. We're going to be heading to New Hampshire for race number 3 there. That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it is. I had the opportunity to also step in the booth with those guys last week for the Las Vegas race and follow along. What a great race that was last week. I can't wait to see what these guys continue to do going forward. Such a competitive series, so much fun to watch. It's going to be awesome to follow moving forward. New Hampshire is a track that always does really well with the O'Reilly Series car. And then just what a great schedule you guys have there. Richmond Auto Club, I mean, those are must-watch races with that car, and especially with this group of guys that we have there on Wednesdays.
Absolutely. Then Thursday nights, you can see the NSRLA Downtown Auto Sales National Series. Also running those O'Reilly Series cars. We just did Darlington. I actually showed up for that one. It was a lot of fun racing with these guys. It's a nice little group of guys. Good little league here at the NSRLA, folks. And we appreciate having them on board here on Slingshot TV. Looks like their playoffs start at Miami Homestead this Thursday coming up. It's going to be a blast to watch.
Absolutely. Anytime you put those kind of cars on a road course, it's sure to be chaos.
Absolutely. Yeah, and with that said, James, if you want to lead us out, go ahead.
Well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight to the Tobacco Road 125 from South Boston Speedway. Congratulations once again, 9 did it in the chat, winning your custom trading card pack. We thank you guys all for watching, and we can't wait to see you guys next week when we bring the action to you live from the Indy Raceway Park. So that being said, for Justin Wilson and Johnny Rapp, I've been James Moore. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.